Taking Back America. My fellow Americans, it is time to have a brutally honest conversation about the state of our country. Not the sanitized version you see on cable news, nor the manipulative sound bites shared by the political elite. I'm talking about the reality you and I live every single day. It's time to speak bluntly because the stakes are too high and the truth is too important to sugarcoat. We, the average Americans, are losing our country. We are not losing it to an outside enemy or a faceless threat. We are losing it to corruption, to greed, to the unrelenting grip of a political and financial system designed to work against us, not for us. Our democracy, our freedoms, and our voices are being sold off, piece by piece, to the highest bidder. The current state of corruption. Let's start with the rot at the heart of our political system. Dirty money flows through Washington like a river, drowning any chance of honest representation. Lobbyists, funded by corporations and billionaires, dictate policy while our elected officials, both Republican and Democrat, act as mere puppets. These politicians do not serve you. They serve the pharmaceutical companies that charge you outrageous prices for life-saving medication. They serve the oil companies that poison your water and air while raking in record profits. They serve the defense contractors who profit off endless wars. They serve Wall Street, which gambled with your pensions and homes in 2008 and faced no consequences. Meanwhile, the average American struggles to afford health care, pay rent, and put food on the table. Our roads crumble, our schools are underfunded, and our children inherit a planet teetering on the brink of disaster. And then there are the elites, those few families and individuals who wield unfathomable power and wealth. They buy influence, manipulate elections, and ensure that the system remains rigged in their favor. They do not care about you or me. Their only goal is to preserve their dominance, no matter the cost to this nation. Division as a weapon. How do they get away with it? They divide us. They pit us against each other. Red versus blue, rural versus urban, black versus white, men versus women. They flood our media with fear and outrage, convincing us that our neighbors are our enemies while they rob us blind. This division is not accidental. It is deliberate. A united people are dangerous to those in power. A divided people are easily controlled. So while we bicker on social media about who said what, they are passing tax cuts for billionaires. While we argue over cultural flashpoints, they are gutting worker protections and selling off our public lands. A plan to reclaim our country. It doesn't have to be this way. But change will not come from Washington. It will not come from the politicians who benefit from the status quo. It will come from us. Here's how we take back control. Demand campaign finance reform. We must end the influence of money in politics. This starts with overturning Citizens United, the Supreme Court decision that equated money with free speech. We need strict limits on campaign contributions, full transparency about where every dollar comes from, and public funding for elections to ensure that politicians answer to the people, not corporations. Break up monopolies. Corporations like Amazon, Google, Walmart, the insurance industry, and Big Pharma wield more power than most governments. We must enforce antitrust laws to break up these monopolies and restore competition. No single company should be able to hold this much power over our economy and lives. Institute term limits. Career politicians become part of the problem. Term limits would ensure fresh perspectives in Congress and reduce the influence of entrenched power. Push for ranked choice voting. Our two-party system is broken. Ranked choice voting would allow third parties to compete fairly, giving Americans more options and reducing the stranglehold of Republicans and Democrats. Demand accountability. We need strict ethics laws for all public officials, with real consequences for corruption. No more insider trading, no more lobbying immediately after leaving office, and no more taxpayer-funded golden parachutes for failed leaders. Unite across divides. We must stop falling for the bait of division. Whether you're a Democrat, Republican, Independent, or none of the above, we all want the same basic things: a fair shot at a good life, a safe place to live, and a better future for our children. It's time to focus on what unites us, not what divides us. Reclaim the media. The media is supposed to inform the public, not manipulate it. We need independent journalism free from corporate influence, and we must demand accountability from platforms that spread disinformation and amplify division. Engage locally. Real change starts at the community level. Run for school boards, city councils, and state legislatures. Attend town halls. Hold your local officials accountable. A healthy democracy begins with engaged citizens. A call to action. This is not a call for revolution. It is a call for restoration. A restoration of the principles this country was founded on: liberty, justice, and equality for all. But let me be clear, this will not be easy. Those in power will not give it up willingly. They will fight tooth and nail to protect their privileges. But history has shown us time and again that when ordinary people come together with extraordinary resolve, nothing is impossible. So, I ask you, will you stand up? Will you fight for a country that works for all of us, not just the wealthy and well-connected? Will you demand better? The power is in your hands. It always has been. Now it's time to use it. Thank you. Let's take back our country together. If you agree and support this message, I ask that you share this message. I also ask, if you will, that you follow this channel. Thank you.